So now, like sometimes as students, we talk about this balance, balancing your academic life, balancing your social life. And then earlier on, when we talk about the quantized emotional spectrum, you spoke about, all of these things that were actually confronting you as a student, like, your student life, your relationship life and everything like that, because those are the things that come with being a student. And sometimes we shy away from talking about these things. For example, relationships, there is a certain way of how they impact you, even as a student and everything like that. So what was the balance for you? How were you going about the balancing? Was poetry part of the balance?
I think poetry is it really part of the balance? I don't think it's part of the balance. Poetry is. I'm one who likes to reflect on what I'm doing or on life in general. I don't like just going haphazardly into semester, then another semester, and then another year, and we still don't understand where we're going, where we're coming from. So it's more of like a reflection piece, because a lot of the pieces that I wrote, the experiences are like a year after. This is like a year after everything has happened, and I'm basically relating this whole situation of, hey, this was this, and actually late this last year, I was here, and this was this. It's flashback situations. Yeah, and people are like, you can't be serious. How do you write such pieces not in the moment, but in the past? And I'm like, that's how it is. That's how, I don't know. Maybe my body reacts to things. When I'm in the moment, I'm there and I'm leaving it, and then I have time for reflection. But then, yeah, when it comes to balancing, I really do think that the relationships should, like in any aspect of life, should help you grow. So if things are not growing you, if you feel that you have 13 modules at the same time, when you divide all this time, there's no time left, but you're still trying to squeeze other things, it's not going to work. You need to take up your bucket that's gonna weigh, you're gonna be able to finish. Yeah, definitely. I think it's a sacrifice at some point to say social life must stop, academics must come first. I think that's what I did. At least that's what I did. I was like, academics first. When academics get rough and there's no longer time, social life must legit. But I think there's other social aspects that students can take up that don't require much time. Like suit me. Like structure, guys. I love structure. I attended structure on my undergrad. And I felt like it was one social aspect of me, but then it also encompassed a religious part of me. And it was just a space where I wasn't much of an academic, but I was doing something else that was just refreshing my mind. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Then there's also other societies as well that people do. Like I did FBA, where I feel like my social part of it also, yeah, got satisfied there as well. So I do encourage people to get into societies. I think you don't have to attend every single event, but then that one single event, you meet people, you interact with people, and it can really just change the course of your life. You should definitely network on your university.
There was one student actually, I think 2 days ago. I was walking around campus and I happened to bump into her. And she's doing first year. And then she was like to me that, okay, course is tough, it's rough and everything like that. In fact, before she came to varsity, she thought that she was going to have fun and all of those type of things. And then she says to me that I'm not even dating. I thought I was going to date. I thought I was going to find my, I don't know, my knight in shining armor.
Armor situation. Yeah, definitely understand where she's coming from. Yeah, I think the pandemic has really very much halted the social aspect of university. Yeah, which is kind of sad. But I think with me, with this pandemic, my social aspect is when I feel overwhelmed, when I feel too tired, I take myself out. You know what? I'm going out alone. I'm going to watch a movie alone, or I'm going to go out to a restaurant and have lunch, just to have a change of environment. But I also feel like that change is necessary, and it also helps you refresh as well. Yeah, because making friends or trying to date during the pandemic is definitely another pandemic on its own.
Yes, yes.
And I feel like if you just focus on worrying about that, yeah, you're definitely
Yeah.
you're gonna.
And she was like to me that, like, how do you guys do this dating thing, like here in varsity? And because she's a woman, and obviously as a woman, it's not like as a guy. I'm sure as a woman, like in your phone right now, there's some text, there's some people who are just like there, like, hey, I'm here, those type of things. So then she was asking me all of this, and I don't think I don't have the answers, So I'm posing this to you as a lady. Obviously, you've been through what she's going through and everything like that. How did you handle, dating, and how did you make sure that this doesn't interfere with your course, with your, because it's one of the things that I think as students, we jump into it because we are so much looking forward for it, and somehow it actually end up affecting our studies and everything like that. From a lady's perspective, please.
I think I'm the worst person to ask that. I'm definitely the worst person to ask that question because, okay. I think the last time I dated was in a relationship, was in first year. Yeah, I think I established very quick from first year to say relationships are legit a job and a half on their own. So after first year, I was like, when I got into second year and those 18 modules were thrown at me, I'm like, no, I definitely am not going to be able to juggle those two aspects together. But when I did date in first year, I had time. I'm like, first year is time to establish how you can actually run through your varsity years, if one might say so. So it was nice, I guess. I don't know what you want me to say about that, but like, yeah, I think it was an experience that needed to happen at that point in time.
Yeah,
it definitely was. But I think with my biggest advice is, if you can do it, but get your priorities straight. What are you here for, and what do you want? I think that's where I would put anybody who's like that. I'm like, what precisely do you want when you say, and even if you say you want a relationship, what do you want from the relationship itself? And I think that makes your dating easier if you are actually what you think you can do dating and academics as well. It makes things easier. Pinpoint exactly what you want. Say, you know what, I want someone who's gonna do 1, 2, 3, or I want to do 1, 2, 3 in a relationship, or I want to, I don't know, see myself with this particular person. I don't know, to every detail, because it makes things, I don't know if it makes things easier or it makes things harder, but it definitely helps you clear out a lot of things, and those 10,000 guys sliding into your DMs. Yeah, it definitely does get rid of that aspect.